All right. Shalom. Akim, start with the lesson. Going to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Kakudash. Double honor to our apostles, elders, of great and those one that taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim that's pushing this truth in all truth and sincerity. We're on the four corners of the earth, village of each to Shalom. Okay, I'm the brother Yara, our Yah from the Great Millstone Miami camp. Slack you. When I come back to the spirit power of Yahweh Shai to make another lesson. All right, in this lesson, I'm be going to how we can't let Yahweh Shai down in our brothers. All right, because we also understand that Yahweh Shai is on the right hand side of the right hand side of the Father, which is Yahweh. Okay, he's constantly making prayers for us, man. He's constantly all right making intercession for us, man. Constantly praying for us that we continue. Okay, and we are and we are to continue, man. All right, never forgetting that that's the reason to to keep the fight. Okay, and it's ultimate to be saved, but I understand that you have brothers, okay, that's praying for you, brothers that's rooting for you. Okay, and the worst thing you can do is let those brothers down, because when it's like you know when when you let them down, it's like, damn, man. Okay, I was rooting for you. Okay, you know how you have a favorite sports team, and you rooting for them to win. Okay, you constantly watching the games, constantly hoping that they win. That's the same thing for us, man. That's the same thing for Yahweh Shai and our brothers, man. All right, Yahweh Shai wants us to see us win. Okay, he wants to see us succeed. All right, not to just jump back into the world. Okay, the Lord wants you to succeed and not take the chip. All right, not fall back into the world. Okay, but because I was we just had fellowship over the phone. Our brothers were speaking about that, man. Succeeding, not letting brothers down, because when niggas fall out, niggas tend to fall out, and brothers used to be on the same, used to be with them, okay, on the highways and byways prophesying, and now it's like now you're not in this truth no more. Now it's now like a state of shock, man. Okay, you're not in the truth, and you go back to the world, brothers are shocked. He's like, damn, man. All right, and we don't want to bring any type of blame to brothers, man. All right, and to the ministry as well. All right, that's why it's like okay, it's like a race, man. Okay, because you running towards the end, man. Okay, you running towards salvation. All right, and it's the same how you running in a race, and you got people in the crowd cheering you on. Okay, you got people go go go, cheering you on, keeping you up. All right, that's the same thing for our brothers in Yahawashi, man. Okay, cheering us on so that we cross the finish line, man. And we, and that should be the main goal, man, to cross that finish line, to succeed. All right, not to just, not to just, go back into the world. Okay, but continuing on, I had a couple precepts low and lesson this edifying. This is Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 5, and it says, "But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry." It says, "For now I am ready to be offered, and the time of departure is at hand. I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." That's right, man. And that's what we have to be. We have to be in the same mindset of, understanding that, understanding the battle that we're in, okay, the fight that we're in. It's not going to be an easy fight, and it's not going to be a quick fight, man. Okay, just like how boxing got 12 rounds. Okay, just like in the truth, man, you're gonna have rounds after rounds after rounds, man, till you get beamed up. All right, but you want to endure. That's the thing, man. But you want to endure that. All right, because you got the angels praying for you. You know, you got the Lord, Yahawashi praying for you. All right, brothers that's praying for you. All right, you're not by this. You're not going through these things by yourself. Okay, you got brothers uplifting you in the spirit so that you can, succeed and not fail. Okay, and not go back into the world. And it says, I fought the good fight of faith. I finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. That's right, man. Okay, so we all know this is Paul speaking. All right, it's time for him to go back to Yahawashi Shai. Okay, but he understood that. All right, there are others like him that's doing that's gonna come and do the same thing, man. All right, because it says not to give me only, but also to them that love is appearing, man. Okay, also to the men. Okay, that 144 and that great multitude of elect that's going to be saved, man. All right, and continuing on. This is Romans 8 verse 34, and it says, who is he that condemneth? Is it a Mashak that died? Yea, rather, that he is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who's making an intercession for us. That's right, man. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, Yahweh says on the right hand of the Lord, Yahweh, making intercession for us, man. All right, and verse 34. I'm reading on the 10 says, "Who then will condemn us? No one died for a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, died for us and raised to life for us, and he's sitting in the place of honor at the Slucker. He's sitting in the place of honor at God's right hand, pleading for us. And that's right, man. Okay, all right. The Lord is pleading for us too, to the Lord, man, because ultimately we deserve death, but Yahweh Shai is praying for us, all right, to not be put to death, man, daily. Okay, because guess why? We sin daily, so because when you go into that word intercession, it goes into pray. Okay, Yahweh Shai is praying to the Father for us, man. All right, and it says here to pray and treat, to make intercession for anyone. And we also know that, Yahweh Shai is only doing that for the elect, man, in that 144. Because those are going to be the only people that really turn back and really finish that course and really not go back into the world because they were predestinated from the beginning of time. Scripture talking about those that have been with me since the beginning. Okay. But continuing on, this is Matthew 26 and verse 29. And it says, but I said to you, I will drink. I'm starting at verse 27, just to start it up, It says, and he took the cup and he gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. And I said unto you, I will not drink henceforth of the fruit of the vine until the day which I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. That's right, man. So just how, we don't want to let our brothers down and, let your house shine down. Okay, Yahushua is waiting for us, man, to drink wine together, man. Okay, just like I'm referencing in that race. All right, here it is. You got certain friends that's at the end of the race waiting for you. Ready to give you your medal, man. Okay, and then and that's the same thing now. All right, Yahushua's at the end of that race, waiting for you to finish, man, so that y'all can rejoice together, so that y'all can be happy together, man, so that y'all can celebrate together. All right. And it's a beautiful thing too. All right, that the Lord is really doing that for us. Okay, praying for us and waiting for us too. Okay, and I got one last precept. This is Sirach chapter 4, 28, and it says, strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for you. And that's right, man. We have to strive for the truth until death, not until only halfway, not until 30%. All right, we got our elders and apostles that have been doing this for 30 plus years, going on 40. All right, we don't let them down. All right, because they don't see a lot of men fall out. Men that have been in this thing for 10, 20 years and fell out, man. So we got to use those as examples. All right, constantly remaining, diligent in the spirit, man. Okay, feeding our spirit daily, man. All right, but yeah, I just wanted to make that lesson, man. Tell lesson. The title of the lesson is going to be, "We can't let Yahawashi down, man," and our brothers. All right, because guess why? Yahawashi is waiting for us to finish. Okay, he's making intercession for us, praying, and also our brothers are praying for us too as well. Okay, so low ones, let's finish edifying. With that, I do want to give our praise and our glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, and Kakadash. Double one of star apostles, elders, great most from the taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere audience. With that, I do want to say